Hello, fifth graders. Welcome to day 11 of your personal narrative. Here is where we start combining everything that you've been working on up to this point. So let's take a look. Click here, you'll go to the link. Um, this is what it'll look like. So let's open it up. It's thinking. Here we go. All right. And this one, if you will notice, actually we'll have two pages. So we have the first page, so you can add some text here, and the second page here. So this is beginning our rough draft of our personal narrative. You have been working on it for quite a while. You'll be able to go back into those pieces that you've written. You can do that by going into your um, your Rapid Identity portal. You'll go in there and then you'll click on your Google Drive. And in your Google Drive, you'll see all, unless you named them something different, they'll say copy of day, and then they'll all be there. And you can click on those and then see kind of what you've done. Some things maybe you want to copy and paste in. Some things you might want to change a little bit. I know some friends have asked, do I have to write it in here? It's helpful if you do, but you can start writing in like a notebook if you want, like on paper, and then transfer it into here if that's easier kind of for your brain to work. Some people prefer writing to typing. So it's kind of whatever works best for you. But if you choose to do that, not necessarily today do you need to type it into here, but you will need to type it in. So we have it in a Google Doc. But you will need to take a picture of what you've written and submit that for your work at the end of the lesson so that we're able to see what was done today. So, for today's lesson, there's not necessarily a lot to it. The thing that I want to point out the most is right here in this area, these little boxes at the top. So, you're getting started writing, and this is going to cover all of the things that we've talked about. There's little checks so that you can kind of keep yourself organized. Did you write a strong lead? Did you describe the setting? Did you introduce characters? Were you mindful of your word choice? Did you use sensory details? Remember, those are the ones where we're creating a mental image with them. Were you able to make your reader see, hear, feel, taste, touch what you were experiencing there? And then, did you use those transition words? And did you include dialogue? My suggestion for you is to just write the beginning of your narrative. We're going to have a separate lesson where we're working on our middle and then our end. So right now you're focusing solely on the first chunk of your story, your event. Okay. We're going to spend 2 days on this. So my suggestion for today would be to just write all of the beginning that you can. Then the next day when we have writing and we're working on day 11 part 2, I'm going to have you go back to this checklist and look to see what can you add, how can you make that beginning better. Do you need a stronger lead? Did you use one of the leads that you wrote in our previous lesson, or did you come up with a new one, or do you even need a stronger one still? So we'll talk more about that in day 11 part 2. But for now, I want you to just write. Get the whole thing out. Before, we were writing pieces here and there. Get the whole beginning out. What happened in the whole first part? So I would say the first third of your story. What happened? Okay, because we'll have the beginning, the middle, and the end of our lesson. or of our lesson, sorry, of our story. And each of those will be a different lesson. So our personal narrative will have that beginning, middle, and end. And right now we're focusing on just the beginning. If you have any questions, go ahead and check in and make sure that you are writing and you're using what you already wrote, because you do have a lot of this done. You just need to put it together and add some pieces. Have fun.